My first question, Thomas. President Joe Biden was the first U.S. president in the past 4 years to recognize the killings of Armenians in Ottoman Empire as genocide. The statement of the American leader will not entail legal consequences since it has no legal force. We understand that Biden's decision is political. If it were not so, the previous American presidents would have long ago recognized the Armenian genocide. For example, Russia, France, Germany, and other countries have long recognized the Armenian genocide, but the United States has done so only now. Why was this decision made only now?
Well, the fact is, it's long been the policy of the United States Congress and others that there was an Armenian genocide. It was committed by the Ottoman Empire, not by the Republic of Turkey. And Joe Biden had said during his election campaign that he would recognize it as such. He made a campaign promise and he kept it. I think precisely as you've mentioned, so many other countries have already recognized the existence of the Armenian genocide, that the United States was, it was becoming more and more questionable why the United States was not willing to make a similar statement, essentially a recognition of a historical reality. Past American presidents had given tremendous deference to Turkey and not using the term. Biden essentially rectified the policy and used the term in an announcement. I think it merely, it's not a policy change for the United States. It was simply a recognition by the president and a decision that it had probably been long in coming.
Mm-hmm. In your opinion, should we expect a deterioration in U.S.-Turkish relations after Biden recognized the Armenian genocide?
Turkey has long threatened various types of retaliation. However, at this point, relationships between the United States and Turkey are not particularly good. Turkey, under President Erdogan, has done quite a number of things that the United States has been unhappy with, particularly buying missiles from Russia, but other things as well. My guess is that to some extent we will not see much coming out of Turkey. In some way, this has always been a policy on Turkey's part that I've seen is on the wrong side of history. Turkey did not commit this genocide. The Ottoman Empire committed this genocide. I think that Turkey is not responsible for it, and I have never understood why it feels that it needs to inherit the responsibility from the Ottoman Empire before it existed.
Yes. Does Turkey have political instruments of pressure of the United States? If so, what are the tools?
I'm not sure what it can do. I mean, it could make things harder for the United States right now, but the United States could also make things hard for Turkey. I don't think there's much of a political advantage for Turkey to do this. After all, as you had reported earlier, many other countries have recognized the existence of the Armenian genocide. I think in some ways this is an issue that Biden has essentially resolved. He's made the statement, that's it. And there's nothing that Turkey can do that will make Biden reverse his position on this. If that's not the case, then it's not clear to me why Turkey would be interested in pursuing the matter. It can object to it, but I don't see why it would be interested in taking any further actions that will not have any meaningful impact on the United States.
Mm-hmm. Many factors influenced the U.S. decision to recognize the Armenian genocide. This is close cooperation between Russia and Turkey, the purchase of Russian missile systems C-400, the implementation of the Turkish Stream gas pipeline, the construction of the Akkuyu nuclear power plant in Turkey by Russia. All these issues are of great concern to Washington. In addition, recently there has been an active interaction between Turkey and China within the framework of One Belt, One Road. For example, after the end of the Second Karabakh War, at least 3 freight trains were sent from Turkey to China, which had not been observed before. Of course, the list of factors goes on. I have the following question for you. Do you think Biden's statement on the recognition of the Armenian genocide will force Turkey to reconsider its policy towards Russia and China?
I honestly don't see Turkey is the one that creates this relationship between attitudes on the Armenian genocide and other policy issues. Uh, I I believe that Biden did this largely for domestic political reasons, and that one of the things he wants to show is that unlike the Trump administration, that the United States is now willing to put certain human rights issues at the top of its agenda, even if it creates some practical, diplomatic, or economic difficulties for it. Um, I think the United States is trying to show that it wants to be on the right side of history on this issue. And the rest of the things will take care of themselves.
Thomas, let me know your vision regarding the South Caucasus region, where the Second Karabakh War between Azerbaijan and Armenia recently ended. As a result of the war, Azerbaijan returned under its control 7 regions around Nagorno-Karabakh and part of Karabakh itself. Russian peacekeepers are stationed in a large part of Karabakh. My question is that how do you see the future of Karabakh, the South Caucasus region, given the presence of Russian peacekeepers and Russian military base in Armenia?
I'm not an expert on the Karabakh or the Caucasus, so that has to be understood. It's not an area that I follow closely. I think what it does show is that this has given Russia leverage to move back into the region that it lost when the Soviet Union collapsed. To some extent, as long as Russian peacekeepers are needed, it gives Russia influence in the region. So why should Russia push hard to get a resolution of this problem if that would mean that you wouldn't need Russian peacekeepers anymore? So I think Russia is kind of happy with an unstable situation in which it holds the balance, and that both sides consider Russia an important player.
Yes, and the last question, Thomas. The military political weight of Russia and Turkey was very noticeable in the Second Karabakh War. Russia supported Armenia with military equipment, while Turkey provided Azerbaijan with media, moral, and political assistance. The 44-day war ended with the mediation of Moscow. The war is war, but some points of the agreement, which were signed between the leaders of Russia, Azerbaijan, and Armenia, have not yet been fulfilled. And this state of affairs creates an anxiety on the Azerbaijani side. For example, Armenian armed formations are still not completely withdrawn from some Azerbaijan territories where Russian peacekeepers are temporarily deployed. What policy should the authorities of Azerbaijan and the authorities of Armenia pursue, in your opinion?
Well, what I see here is this creates a situation for Russia to be a power broker or a peacemaker, but that fundamentally it gives Russia leverage in this region, and that Russia is satisfied with the situation. Azerbaijan got a lot of the territory that it claimed back. The Armenians are upset at the disruption of the status quo. And I think Russia is happy to leave it at that. So that's where I see it, is that as far as Russia is concerned, an unstable situation is probably more to its advantage than a stable situation.